Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. Good news, Laker fans. Anthony Davis is going to give it a go tonight, from what I understand. He was probable last I checked. And then from there, I saw a post just now saying that he is going to play. Very excited about that. And the reason why I'm very excited about that is because we can't freaking function without the man. I don't know if we can function without LeBron James. He hasn't forced us to by way of missing any games, which is really big on his part because he's older now and nobody would be mad at him for missing any games. With that being said, AD's back for the play-in, what do they call it? In-season tournament game 1 against the Phoenix Suns. So that means our expectations for winning this game can increase. Of course, we know Bradley Beal's going. And we also know that KD, of course, is 100% healthy. So it shouldn't be an issue for us to have a really good game tonight between these two teams. And so that's what I'm here to say, man. AD's playing. Now, it's an in-season tournament game, so we obviously have expectations for high competition. We played against the Houston Rockets in the last game. We did not like what we saw. And I think it's safe to say that Anthony Davis may be trying to rush back because of it. And I think it's safe. I hope he's not. Chances are he is. That's just how it goes. I don't know if that means you limit his minutes, but it does mean that you prepare yourself mentally, Laker fans, for him leaving the game with setback. Now, I'm not saying I'm speaking this into existence. I'm just saying that I'm mentally prepared for him not to play even though he wants to play, or a late game scratch or something like that, because at the end of the day, he pulled something. And when you pull something, a lot of times it takes a little longer than it feels good. And what I mean by that is, yeah, it can feel all right now, but that's because you haven't exerted it again. Once you land awkwardly on that hip, if you haven't built up that resistance, then chances are you're gonna have these problems again and get re-aggravated. I've done this where I thought I was healthy, something that had been pulled. But if you don't feel the growth of the muscle to make up for what it is that you're hurt, you can feel good enough to move. You just don't feel good enough to aggravate it anyway. In situations like this, I want you to feel good enough to aggravate it. And sometimes that takes a lot longer than it just feels good. And so with the Lakers playing so trash, he's not letting it heal, in my humble opinion. It ain't like he's been home. Yeah. To my knowledge, he didn't fly back to LA or nothing. We've been on the road the whole time. So I think smart money probably still doesn't play tonight, even though he feels good enough to play. If he wants to feel good enough to play the next 7 to 8 games, he can probably sit this one out too. But I'm not a doctor, and I'm not responsible for paying the man. So at the end of the day, if I were, I'd be a bit more cautious with him. But it's a play-in tournament game, or play in season tournament. They got to change the name, but it's a tournament game. So if they want him to play, he will go, and we won't be complaining about it. And hopefully he has a fantastic game. Hopefully he doesn't have any issues. But I kind of know better, to be honest with you. And another thing is, he's in his 30s now, so it's not like he's 25 years old coming back from a pull. Once you're in your 30s and you start having them pulls, you had better recover. A regular guy like me, no problem, because I'm not doing any strenuous activity. I'm not likely to land on that hip. I'm not likely to have to pull that muscle on a move. I'm not pivoting a certain way. So if I feel good enough to go, say, work out, then that's cool. But for those of us who are real athletes, y'all would be wise to let that recover, buddy. Be wise to let it recover. Hey, friends, how are we? Hey. 2 dogs off a leash. A lot of people be worried about that type of stuff. Not me. Anyway, yeah, there's a third one too. I'd imagine they're well trained to keep them out. Hopefully they don't get distracted by nothing. Because a lot of times dogs, even that are well trained, they see something that they just impulsive on having to get to, they'll run out there. So, but anyway, yeah, man, hopefully our Lakers have a good night, man. I want us to win. Play this tournament game with a sense of urgency, so that we don't find ourselves in a situation where we have to cuss them out even further for losing yet another basketball game. We're on a 3-game losing streak, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on there. We're 3-5, and we want to be 4-5. Get us closer to 500 by beating the Suns for the second time this season. And not only that, but as you know, if you beat a team twice, then you don't have to worry about completely not having the ability to have home court advantage in their building. And so that's what's most important, that we have home court advantage in their building, making it so that the first 2 games of a playoff series against them is in our house. And that's very important, as you all know. So this is a bigger game than just, oh, we want to win. No, we already got one against them. We want to win the season series against a team that we likely will be a contender by the end of the season. I know they suck right now, but I also know why they suck. Their team is built for their 3 stars to be on the floor for a good 35 minutes a game. And everybody else around them is supposed to do the things that they don't do. We haven't seen them 100% healthy. But you put them 3 stars down there, they ain't going to be missing too much. They got 2 out of 3. I don't expect they're going to be missing too much. That's what I'm trying to express to you all. Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant are as lethal a duo scoring the ball in this league as we have right now. And we've only seen them for 25 minutes of basketball play. You do not want to test them by putting people that cannot guard them on them, and that's going to be my concern. Who are we putting on Bradley Beal? Because if we're putting D'Angelo Russell on Bradley Beal, that's 40. You put Austin Reeves on Bradley Beal, that's likely 33. Like, we do not want to play around like that, man. We don't want to play around, you know? So, in my opinion, Max Christie, fantastic on-ball defender, somebody we can count on to at least attempt shots, even though he didn't hit many in the last game. I think he was like 0 for 7 for during a good portion of that game, so maybe he's not the greatest option. And also, Cam Reddish is also a fantastic defensive player, can't hit a shot. So what are we going to do? Are we going to put either one of those 2 players on him, or are we going to run the risk of just letting Bradley Beal go berserk and trust that our cold hands can get hot? Because that's been also a problem. If Austin Reeves ain't hitting shots, he also ain't defending. So what is he really doing? See this problem there? He's only as effective as his offense, really. So D'Angelo, same thing. Although I've liked what D'Angelo's done in the stats, that don't translate to him being a good on-ball defender. That don't translate to him being able to guard a Bradley Beal. So these are things that we need to be real about. And Bradley gave himself time to recover from his injury, so he should be 100% tonight, just like he was against Chicago Bulls, for which they won. And they had Caruso on him, if I'm not mistaken. So he's seen better defense than he's likely to see tonight. So what are we going to do, Lakers? That's my question to you. Who are we putting on Bradley Beal? Are we going to put Taurean Prince on KD? Taurean Prince has done a solid job on KD. KD still walks away with 35. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Is Bron going to be on KD? Bron's not guarding KD. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he can sit in the chair if he wants to, but KD's still going to walk away with his points. So are we going to be all offense tonight? And if so, is that really our best basketball? Because we ain't scoring. We ain't been able to score the ball. So we can't defend, we can't score. The Lakers going to have to figure out some combinations of players that can do those things against a lethal duo that's going to have more help out there than probably we're expecting. Guys like Josh Okogie should be available tonight. Guys like Grayson Allen should probably be looking to hit shots at home in a tournament game. Tournament game. A lot of these guys are looking to get paid. They want to win this tournament. So it's like, I expect for higher level competition. Even if the score is out of whack, they still going to want to run it up even further. So, you know, we should be thinking like that too. Since we have Anthony Davis, it brings us back our rim protection. Obviously gives us back a rebounder, even though we weren't rebounding nothing with him down there. We need to be better. We need to be a lot better. So that's my thought so far, you know. Respect what they have. Goodwin's going to be back. He kicked us real good in the last game we saw him in. The first half of I think it was a preseason game. This dude went crazy. In that second quarter, I believe it was. So we need to start respecting these Phoenix Suns role players. Guys like, what's my guy's name? The Japanese dude. The one that's always getting dunked on, but hits threes a lot and does play excellent defense. We need to be aware of this dude. I can't think of his name right now. Watanabe. Be aware of him. He's an excellent role player for the Phoenix Suns. He's going to be on the floor. He's going to do his job on both ends of the floor. So if we don't come out with our guys ready to do dirty work, Rui Hachimura is going to continue his good efficiency, play some defense like he always does. We need a good Austin Reeves tonight, man. We can't have Austin Reeves being trash tonight, fam. Seriously, it's getting a little alarming. Is this just going to be a down season for him? I'm not up for that. He needs to get it together, man. He's too important of a piece for us to not have him hitting shots, have him making plays and doing all that good stuff that he was doing against Sacramento up until the final 2 minutes where he bricked. I wasn't sacked. That was Orlando. Who was it? Whoever the hell that was that we just played the game before last. I think it was Orlando where he couldn't close the deal. No, that was Miami. That's who that was. We've been losing to so many different teams, it's starting to lose count. So let's get our act together, please. We are the LA Lakers after all. You know what I'm saying? 17 NBA championships. Bron James rostered, Anthony Davis rostered. We ain't supposed to be sucking it this bad at any damn thing, honestly. If I'm being real with y'all. When I heard that stat that we were the worst team in the first quarter in the history of the sport, I was like, man, somebody needs to be traded or fired. Just off that stat alone. Somebody needs to be traded or fired. And to find out we're the worst three-point shooting percentage team in the league while shooting fewer attempts than any of our opponents. Somebody needs to be fired. So these type of things that Darvin Ham needs to be considering, because that's the kind of conversation that people are having right now in Laker land, is whether or not we want this dude to be our coach by the end of the season because of how bad these games have been and how little adjustments we've seen. Adjustments. When we hired him, we were hopeful he would be an adjustment-making coach, somebody that could actually look at something that's going on and say, this ain't working, let me get up out of it. We've seen the complete opposite. And that's something we don't appreciate. So we better win, man. I don't know how the Lakers are going to come out tonight. Like I said, Bradley Beal and KD could bring it to us. It could be a long night if they have it going. But I don't have a whole lot of patience for much more of this losing. And in the fashion that we are losing, it's getting to be even more than what I want it to be. So that's pretty much what I got to say. My name is BDL44. Thank you all for watching.